How are we doing, guys? Just a short one again today, just another 5-10 minute video maybe. It's a prep update. So yesterday was check-in day for me. 13 weeks out on Saturday, which is tomorrow. So basically what I want to do is just kind of like update you all on kind of the changes, what's going to happen, and what's been going on for the past few weeks. So basically I've been dieting now since before Christmas in November time. It wasn't nothing obviously massively strict back in November, it was just a matter of cleaning up because I had kind of let myself get too fat over the course of 2018. My first competition was May last year. I competed in men's physique and I basically took the time off through summer to kind of just do whatever I wanted. I was still training to quite a high intensity off my own back and dieting off my own back, but I just kind of fell off the bandwagon in terms of like preparation and tracking things. So I'm completely understandable. I completely understand that, and I'm completely cool with just accepting that that's what I did. And I don't regret that because last summer was pretty good for me. It was a good summer. I enjoyed myself and all that kind of thing, but this time round I am going to do it slightly different. The truth of the matter is I got too fat, and it came on to November when I contacted my coach, and it was a matter of that I was basically too high body fat to kind of continue pushing up, so we started cutting around about November. So that being said, obviously November, December, January, now into February, we are 13 weeks out and I'm in a good position. I'm happy with where I'm at in terms of composition and food, training, everything like that. I'm still 100% motivated, enjoy every session, I attack every session with everything that I can. I'm still trying to hit PBs weekly, even though calories are reduced and are getting lower by the week. But this week's kind of different. It's kind of different for me. I've never really experienced this before. This week's check-in, I've been ordered by the coach, my coach and the boss, to have a complete recovery week. So no gym for me this week at all, which means 7 days worth of rest day food and complete utter rest. Reason being, basically, like I said, I've been dieting and training since November now. The high intensity, low volume approach is kind of starting to take its toll on me now. The training is to a high level and it's basically just starting to wear me down, and my recovery capabilities are starting to slow. My progress is starting to slow, and that's completely fine. Like, you plateau every now and again. You get to a stage where you have kind of reached your limits in terms of output, and you do kind of need to pull back at some stage. Now, that is new to me in a sense that I have never done this before. Last time round it was all go, go, go. I think at 12 or 13 weeks out, sorry, I was already on 30-40 minutes of cardio a day, training 6 days a week. Whereas this time round I'm training 4 days a week and I'm on zero cardio, and I'm probably in a better position composition wise than I was last time round. So mentally it's a bit weird for me. I kind of feel like I'm doing nothing. And for for someone who enjoys training and kind of wants to get the best out of the body and feels like doing more is beneficial, it kind of messes with your head a little bit. I feel like I want to get up and do something, or I want to go to the gym, you know, but I guess you've got to kind of listen to your body at some stage. Now, when I say a recovery week could be beneficial, that is dependent on the person and how much effort they've actually been putting in. See, I know that I need a recovery week deep down because I'm touching all bases in terms of all my recovery capabilities. Everything that I'm doing, I'm on top of. I have been training to my absolute max every week, trying to hit PBs, logging everything, being absolutely meticulous with my diet. I'm covering everything from sleep. I track that every day. I monitor it through my Apple Watch. I supplement with health subs, so all my vitamins, curcumin, boswellia, and cod liver oil and everything like that, so all that's on point. So I know that at this stage there's nothing else that I can really do to kind of recover from what I'm feeling. So me and the boss obviously discussed that, and it is kind of becoming apparent now that it is time to kind of step back for a week, kind of let my body reset, and then we can go from there. On top of that, that isn't just me kind of being a shit house and saying, oh, I'm tired, because I understand that that is part of this journey, part of bodybuilding. There's nothing comes easy, I understand, and I'm pretty familiar with the feeling of being tired, hungry and all that kind of thing, so it's not that's the problem. I am kind of experiencing old injuries returning, in terms of my shoulder and pec. I'm getting some weakness in the front delt and across the pec minor in the front there, which was an injury, well, I say injury, a problem that was kind of niggling me last year, that hadn't bothered me at all for the past 12 months, that's starting to return. My ankle is starting to hurt, which was an injury from 4 or 5 years ago that I cleared through playing rugby. I tore my ankle ligaments, and it has been fine since, but now like little things seem to be kind of weakening it. I don't know whether it's in a weakened state or what, but it's just not recovering. I kind of tweaked it maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and it's still hurting. Nothing major, but it is kind of a cry out from my body to kind of say, right, you need to pull back for a bit. So that's that in terms of training. Going back to what I said about my diet, my current nutrition split is based on a training and rest day protocol. So carbs are higher on rest days, food's higher, calories are higher, to kind of obviously fuel the workouts that I'm doing. I'm constantly tracking 10,000 steps in terms of cardio, but that's all. So training day food's still fairly high. It is lower than what it was obviously, but it isn't nothing that I can't do with. I'm not really that hungry at the minute. Rest days are pretty much just protein and fat days, apart from the latter end of the day when we start to drip feed the carbs back in the last 2 meals to kind of then give us the energy stores for the next day. I do train early on in the day usually, so start to reintroduce them to the back end so that we have them, that reserve of calories there for the day later. So that's everything in terms of diet and food. I feel pretty good in myself. My motivation's still high, like I say. I don't feel mentally weak. I feel good in terms of that. But physically, overall, I'm starting to feel a little bit beat up really. So that's a wrap for this week's video. Covered all things diet and training in regards to my prep at 13 weeks out. Hope it's instructional. I hope it's entertaining to anyone that kind of likes following this kind of thing. Hope everyone has a good weekend. I'd appreciate if you all left a comment, like, or anything like that. Follow me on Instagram for further updates and more regular updates on things regarding to diet. Website's always open for inquiries, DMs are always open for inquiries, and my email, which you can see on my Instagram profile, which is info@bradlawrencepersonaltraining.co.uk. All things diet and nutrition and training, get at me there. Thanks for watching.